Okay, how you doing? I'm gonna get right to it. I think the purpose or the reason for life is it can be one of two thoughts that I pretty much just got together. Um, as we all know, angels were around. Oh, I got a text message. As we all know, angels were around before the earth was created. So, my first thought is maybe God was maybe he was trying to mold the angels. Yeah, they are immortal beings. Maybe he was trying to throw in a new life form so they could observe them and it could mold them into becoming more like God. More loving, more caring, more everything, because God is everything. Um, just kind of like uh let's just say a newborn adult, you know, is going to be a full grown person, but because they were born as perfect as they could be, they wouldn't know everything about the everyday struggle of life. And so when they see something new, they might not completely grasp um, exactly why Lucifer became jealous of man, because that was a new emotion that he dealt with, you know. So of course, when you have somebody that's been around for, before, or the beginning of time for us, um, they might not understand new things like that. That's probably why he probably was just trying to mold them and teach them, you know. Um, okay. Now my second thought is it could just be just the same thing, but just for us. You know, maybe God wanted us to become like the angels, because I mean, nobody really knows what happens when we die. They say, oh, I got my guardian angels up there. Um, but who knows? We may could be like that. We could become angels, or we could become something more. Because we have these life experiences that the angels never had to mold us. We could actually be more than them, because through the struggles of everyday life, we've learned to love. We've been hated. We've been hurt. We know all these emotions. So when we do become, on that greater plateau, when we ascend, we may be able to become more than them, because we walked on the earth, and we've learned, acquired more knowledge, and experienced it firsthand. Because what's better than OJT? Ain't nothing better than OJT. You could read a book about being a doctor all day, but until you got a patient that's bleeding, and you got to save their life, and you on the job, there ain't nothing like that. You know, a book won't show you how to respond in that fly, fight, or win situation, Air Force days. Um, so that's just my quick thought. I wanted to, because I also just thought about this too, because I also like, you know, uh, superheroes and stuff. And of course, with Avengers coming out this week, but I'm gonna throw a little corkscrew and talk about DC. Um, I want to talk about like the difference between Batman and Superman. Just like if anybody have read recent comics or played the Injustice game, y'all would see that Superman, of course, became a villain. And you know, it's kind of, you know, it's really fun to see different things and different aspects of life that people, um, people just look at and don't really try to dissect. Now, I like that Superman is supposed to be like the strongest superhero, and Batman, of course, is just a regular guy whose parents died, and he, experienced the struggle. But of course, he was rich, and but still just a regular guy. He wasn't an alien, or he wasn't superhuman. But Superman, of course, experienced love with Lois Lane, but when she died, he lost it. He started killing people. He wanted to pretty much be a dictator, and it's only Batman, the one that's who's all human, who's the one that's like, this is wrong. People still need to be judged. People still need to go to court. People still need to be arrested. We're not just going to slaughter these people in the streets. And it's just a good example to me of how, created beings that are already on that other level of ascension, how they could be corrupted by things that they never experienced. Batman experienced death. Superman never really experienced somebody dying firsthand because he was a baby when all his parents died and stuff. He was a baby, so he didn't experience that firsthand. So when he experienced that as a adult, it broke him down, and it drove him into the other direction. And it just really shows like how the human aspect of, once we experience this life and once we become on that other level of ascension, we could be uncorruptible, which is what God is, uncorruptible. So just a little thought in there. So what happens, maybe we might ascend to even greater heights. That's all.